What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to be talking about some of the mistakes that I used to make when I first started training. I'm going to tell you right now, there was quite a few of them. So yeah, now if you clicked on this video, then obviously you're looking to try and get in shape, build some muscle. I'm going to tell you some of the mistakes I made so you can avoid them and make some sick gains. I used to be a bit of a hard gainer, skinny kids, tall, lanky, and I've put on I'd say a decent amount of muscle now.
You're hard, showing off.
Now the first mistake that I used to make was under-eating calories. By far the biggest mistake I used to make was under-eating my calories way too much. So of course teenage me or early 20s me wanted to get shredded, and everywhere I looked online it said you have to be in a calorie deficit. So me being the impatient kid that I was at the time, I used to think the less calories I eat, the better. I remember I used to be eating like 1800 calories a day, 1700 calories a day. I was running every single day, just being like, I want to get shredded, I want to get shredded, I want to get shredded. Yes, I definitely did lose body fat quite quick, but I felt like absolute shit, and then all I could think about was Domino's, Ben & Jerry's, and would absolutely just rebound off the walls and end up even heavier than I was at the beginning. So if your goal is to cut body fat, then you need to be looking at it from a perspective of you need to do it over the long term. So don't make the same mistake as I did by cutting too many calories too soon. All I can remember was literally every meal would be plain chicken breast, broccoli and brown rice, every single meal without fail, and it was horrible. I hated my life, but I thought to myself, do you know what, this is what I need to be doing to get shredded like everyone else that I see online. Now that I have a better understanding of how nutrition works, I've got a much more varied diet and I enjoy the foods I actually eat. Mistake number 2 was training full body every single session. So picture this, little 16-year-old Connor hitting Eastern Leisure Centre back in Cardiff, and all I would do is I would go on every single machine in that gym and do 3 sets on every single machine, thinking that that's what I needed to do. I remember being in high school and speaking to other lads about the gym, and they were saying that they were training push or pull or legs. I was thinking, what the fuck are they doing? Why aren't they training every single muscle in the gym? Thinking that I was a smart one and they were stupid. But little did I know that's not the most efficient way of training. Now what you should be doing is finding a split that works for you, whether that's push, pull, legs, an upper body or lower body split, or even a full body split 3 times a week, not 5 times a week like I always do. Mistake number 3 was not paying attention to technique. Now I know I'm not saying anything revolutionary here guys, but seriously don't underestimate how important it is to pay attention on the technique of each exercise you perform. I've been training for months and I'd be doing my bench press, and after a while I was starting to get pains in my shoulders because obviously I didn't have my scapula retracted, and I was rounding off at the shoulders thinking that that's the way you're supposed to do it, and thinking I just had to push through the pain, like a bad man. Obviously it's not the most efficient way to train, and of course you're going to be a lot more prone to injuries as well. That's why it's so important to drop the ego and make sure you're using a weight where you can get the technique correct and make sure you can actually feel the muscle that is intended to work. Mistake number 4 was not applying progressive overload. What is progressive overload? Progressive overload is a method of strength training and hypertrophy training that advocates for the gradual increase of stress placed upon the musculoskeletal and nervous system, aka increase the intensity of the exercise you're doing each week. Now, what young 16-year-old Connor would do in the gym is I would stick to the exact same weight and the exact same reps for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and not really pushing myself. Now in order for your muscle to grow, you're going to have to provide it new stimulus and put it under new stress, otherwise it's just going to adapt and stay the same. So one thing I started doing was I started tracking my workouts, started tracking the weights that I was using each week, and then each week I would try and progress and make it more difficult, either by adding more reps, increasing the weight, slowing down the tempo, making sure my technique is correct. By doing this, you're going to put your muscle under stress and you're going to force it to grow. So there you have it guys, those are some of the mistakes that I used to make when I first started training. Make sure you avoid these mistakes, if you want to make some sick gains. Let me know in the comments below if you made any of these mistakes. Like and subscribe, and peace.